Hello, and welcome to Plebpla, wherein sometimes we pick our next model kit based on what we had to pull off the shelf the other day. This is the Master Grade 1/100 Shin Musha Gundam from the year of our Bandai Lords, 2008. I do not have the Sengoku no Jin special edition thingy that came with the background and the whole weapons layout. Don't have that. This, however, is one of my first Master Grades. Chronologically speaking, I don't remember if I bought this or if I bought my Master Grade Ball Verka first, or even which one I built. I just know that in this second wave of my gunpla ownership, this is amongst one of the longest models I've owned. So I've had it at least 12 years. I must have got this when this was new. This math works out like that now, doesn't it? Neat. Now let's take a quick guided tour through our manual. It is one of those many-page spreads. They're books, actually. So here's information on the Shin Musha Gundam itself and its weapons. Let's go ahead and name them off now, since I had to do my research on that. The spear there at the bottom is known as the Sankomaru Jumonji Yari. The Naginata that is below that is the Denkomaru Naginata. Above that we have the Nichirin Maru Katana and the Tanegashima Gun. Wait, I meant to throw my phone, not the manual. Herpadoo. So, information, some pictures and such, general building guides, as well as a preview for the steps and progress that we're going to make, warnings on how to clip things. We have our runner page. And over here on the side, you can see your progress. We have body construction. Something that I appreciate, and I don't own very many Master Grades, is that some manuals will tell you, hey, you need these runners for this next upcoming step. The arms, the head was on that last page, that I didn't really realize until it was much too late. And of course, if I'm going too fast for you, you can always check out scans of every manual on Hobby Search. That's 1999.co.jp. There's also a /English in there. This is the leg construction here. The very few use of some screws. Our centerfold, which is action shots, display, fully painted kit, all that good stuff. As you can see over here, he's also fighting with God Gundam, Master Gundam, and Turn A, because this model, this mobile suit's first appearance in its scale, was in Dynasty Warriors Gundam. Shin Gundam Musou. We have the rest of the leg construction. Then over here you can see that there was a pre-assembled leg. Got the connection over here. The waist unit, which is where I like to start building my high grades, because I put them on a stand as I build them. Keeps them from falling off the table. Lower half and upper half assembly. We get some backpack action. The arm and shoulder units. Plug those in. And then this is where the manual gets weird. I guess they only had so many pages that they could use for the manual. So they extended by going from assembly and making the last page a fold out to go over the weapons. And then the last bit of the weapons is here. How to store your weapons. And then there's a multitude of decals and, you know, warning labels, all that good stuff. I don't apply those. I only apply the color apps because I am a pleb. And the back, which has our color guide, our fully painted up and detailed large boy. Now I can throw that aside. So let us behold Shin Musha Gundam as we do. Starting up here at the head, we get side-to-side turn. If you're real careful, you can get that full exorcist twist, but you kind of have to babysit the chin, get the head a little wobble as you go. You get up and down here. No giggity giggity. You get side-to-side action here. I'm going to cover the wrist real quick. You get this much rotation before we go over to the shoulders. We have our shoulder units that come out this far, and you may hear him creak and crack because he has not been played with in some time, much like the Gundam Spiegel Master Grade that I went over a few days ago, weeks ago at this point. Sigh, deep breath. Much like that Master Grade, it's been sitting on my shelf in more or less the same pose for at least the last 5 to 6 years. So with these up, we can get the arm over here, and then just a little bit higher up before the head gets in the way. At least the shoulders don't really block too much. But then you've got the shoulder piece and then the actual shoulder unit, so you get that just from the shoulder. Unfortunately, due to the backpack, you've got some pieces here that are used for holding your weapons, and the shoulder will get caught on those, so it's not a free unrestricted, but clearly you get the full swing. And just to show you, since I'm at this position, there's a little detail of inside the arm, so much so that it looks like, if I could figure it out, we could even get the shoulders to come out further. I didn't see that until right now. That's pretty dang neat. I don't know what you'd do that for. I realized I didn't have that. So right here you've got this extra arm just on the shoulder, so you can really get these shoulder pieces out of the way for doing stuff. Bring this arm back down. Since we're at the back, you have 4 thrusters here. They'll all go up and down, and there is a weapon holding slot right here that also has some fair rotation if you wish to insert that spear. Otherwise, you do get a little bit of wiggle room on these 2 clips as well. Oh no, that I just pulled that out. At least I didn't break anything. That's always something that I'm concerned with these models that I haven't moved in a while, is that I'm going to break something. Which, well, I guess that was the case with Spiegel. I don't know that I broke it, but he was broken. So let's plug this back in. Squish it in. And we'll just generically have these pulled out the side. I didn't know that my hand liked to fall off. Since we're here, see if we can't get this out of the way. We have a full twist at the upper arm there. We get, what's that, a good 45-degree bend here. It's not a full 90, but he is a large, bulky, thick boy. There's a little bit of wiggle room here at these gauntlets. They do pull out a little bit for the sake of equipping your weapons. So with that, I've always had a problem with these little cuff pieces when it comes to certain kits that have that. They don't stay in, and they're all dependent upon being in there and stuck in there in part with the hand. So hopefully that's not going to fall out. Well, of course it's going to fall out. This is Plebpla. It's going to fall. Let's talk about this hand real quick. This is your usual segmented hand. Little wrist joint going on here. Your thumb is its own thing. Everyone's familiar with these. Your hands, you have your 3 connected fingers all in one joint there, followed by your single solamente for triggers and grappling various weapons. Now once more, with feeling, we're going to stick this up. I wish they would design those cuff parts to like plug into something. I understand you don't want to have that gap in there, but then what if you had that problem of a hand falling out? Alright. With that, you have your side skirts that, excuse me, barely have any wiggle. You have different back skirts. So you've got a set here that have a little bit of wiggle room. They are attached back behind this, so you've got that. You've got your butt flap that does nothing. You have your other one, which I think seems to be looser, but I did build this some 12 years ago. And then your front skirts, which are segmented. You can see that little bit of flex there. And then I pop things off, because I do. That's what I do! I could cut that out, but even the professionals don't cut out problems like that. You know, he just makes a little pile of parts that are going to fall off. That only fell off because I was being rough with it. Hopefully I didn't break pegs, because I don't think I can afford to replace a Shin Musha. Nor do I have the time in which to rebuild another one out of backlog. Yes, as I was saying, it's slightly flexed and segmented. We can kind of see right inside there how that works. So it does have a little bit of bend. Now, of course, we get to the legs. We get this much forward because of the skirts being in the way. At the knee, we get almost full flex, which isn't bad. That's not terrible. This is a ball and socket joint, so this is the limitation of your arms, or excuse me, your thigh twist. Nothing else moves along here. So you have your feet, you have your cuffs, and you have your feet, which are segmented to have toes. You get articulation for this large boy. For being as bulky looking as he is, he's still very flexible. For a samurai model kit must be dynamic in its flexibility. Let us begin the final step of accessories. Since I can't remember exactly where all like the stickers are on this, I can say at least you have your camera sticker up here. These are stickers along the faceplate. Traditional eyes. There's a little bit of this red detail up here in the head behind the V-fin there. We have one back camera. Excuse me, back camera. And bringing this in real quick to get a good close look. Nope. outside of the head, there are no other stickers on this model kit. Everything is gold, or maybe a little dust. Now, as I was saying, weapons. You have your katana. No stickers on this boy. This comes right out. This is your silver-plated piece. I recently saw a post on Plebpla about a very shiny chrome nail polish. And while sure, it's frowned upon to use nail polish on your kits, if you're gonna have a fun little side project, do it. Just do it. Especially when you have parts that are maybe like this that are not ungated. You can see where that was. You can see that. Now, something I did realize as I pulled this out was this little cuff right here. That might get stuck on your hilt there, because it does click in. But then if you pull it out just wrong, like, no, I want to be careful, you might pull this along with it. So here you also have a clamp. Now, if I slide this off, you can choose which side you put this on, but because it is slanted a certain way, it is designed, it is meant to clamp on right here. You can see there's two little plugs there. See that little space there, and it just presses in like so. Makes the katana ready and available, except for when I do that. You could put it on the other side, but then you also end up with your scabbard backwards. Will it actually go? It goes. So at least it makes sense that the two side skirts are no different. Now, as for putting it in the hand, there's no clamp or anything, no peg. Oh, for a second I thought I lost my freaking thumb. And you will simply grip it up, squish it in there, and he holds it absolutely fine, just fine. Alright, I'm going to set that aside. Next we have the spear, the, what is it, Yari? Was that a Yari? Is that the term that I'm looking for? Yeah, the Jumonji Yari style of head, which is your sort of trident looking thing. Not quite a trident, but that's the style. It is a perfectly smooth pole. I can feel where the old pegs were, and that, just like your katana, will squeeze right into the hand. However, it also has storage space, so we turn our boy back around here, and that's where our little spinning peg in the back, in order to get that in there, you will separate the pole, slide that in, and there you go. You can adjust it to your preference. If you want to give it an angle or not, that's on you. We'll hold that there. And now we also have our Naginata, which was funny because I noticed something in the manual as I hucked it over. On this first page, you can see down here that this Naginata may not have been assembled correctly. That is like way off. So that is suggesting that this entire assembly is like a few millimeters off this way. Or something's just not right about that, because this lines up correctly as it should. But in this picture, this illustration, it's wrong. That's weird. Alright. Go away again. Into the void you go. Now this is where things get slightly interesting. It is more or less specific to which hand you hold it in, because the hands do possess a gripping slot. There is a peg in there. And there is a slide here, so that you can firmly plug that right in there. Hand's not even closed. It's in there. But you have the case of, if you want to be left-handed, you know, the peg is not on the correct side. I think, and we're going to experiment, if this disassembles correctly, we can rotate that so you've got both sides here, and then this should come right off, and you can rotate so that you can put this in your opposite hand, which is the same for down here. You'll want to have this facing the direction opposite that you want to hold. And looking at it, it really is, it is mostly a round peg, but there is a square attachment. So that will slide right back here. Pops into the hand in just a moment as I fumble. I'm fumbling. I'm doing it again. There we go. And hold your spear like so. And of course, in the back, you have your two side hooks here. They are slightly different. You can see this one is thicker. So your naginata will go on the thinner side. And it plugs in a certain way. Yeah, usually you'll get it right there on the bar or somewhere along here. We'll have it nice and secure. Lastly, is where the rest of our stickers kind of go, is our Tanegashima, our little matchlock rifle. Over here. And of course, like each hand, it's got the little peg for holding on either side. This is one large gold sticker. Same here. Same for the wraparound. And of course, you have your beam rifle sight, which is made to look like a matchlock classic Nobunaga era rifle. And just as before, you line that peg up. Maybe, probably, take it under advisement. I am also trying to get the finger in the trigger hole, which maybe we're not doing. Maybe it's going to be one way or the other. Now the finger's stuck in there. Ah, no! There it goes. Okay, so there you go. It does kind of line up. There you go. Just like that. And of course, if you don't have the thumb all derpy, you'll swing that around. More or less kind of cover the hole for the other side. We won't go ahead and put that in. We're going to keep it in hand while we go to the back side. What did I just knock off? Was that the cuff again? That was the cuff again. Chingar. So, over here, we have this, and this one is a little more specific about where it goes, I think. So, and it more or less fixes it in place. So, finally, we've completed yet another review. We'll give you your sword back. As for the traditional rating, ZEON says, fund it. Now there is also a Musha Gundam Mark II that comes in black and purple. It's kind of your counterpart, your player 2 in this situation. And I believe once upon a time there was either an advertisement or maybe a very limited run of a Musha Gundam Mark III that comes in gold. It's supposed to be a Tokugawa kind of scheme going on. That's probably, if it existed, is incredibly rare. But these can still be found out in the wild every now and again. So, you know, check your local hobby shops, check your conventions once current events pass, because right now everyone should stay home and build a robot. or order one online. It is still a great model for 2008. It's still articulate, it's still incredibly detailed, and even if you don't play with your models much, this, along with the Sengoku no Jin Special Edition, make amazing display pieces. Just anywhere in your house that's got, you know, good theme going on. It's just a nice display piece and a great build. And I thank y'all for watching. Stay home, stay safe, stay tuned, and as always, SIEG ZEON.